Good morning, friends. So, in yesterday's class, we have discussed about Krabbe's availability theory and the lender's volume of trade. So, in first unit, we have discussed all about theorems only, theories only. Different economists have proposed, advocated different types of theories. So, so after that, in second unit, we will have some how the trade happened between these two nations. Which country will gain? Which country gains profit and which country gains loss? Like that, we will measure in second unit. In first unit, we had different types of theorems proposed by different economists. How there is a basis for trade. For each trade theory, there is a basis. According to Hexer and Ohlin, there is a basis like factor abundance. For example, lenders theory depends upon the per capita availability of income in respective countries. That means similar per capita income countries have similar type of consumption patterns. That's why there is a need to form a trade between those two countries. For example, Kravis theorem has a basis availability. So if there is availability of more and more goods after consumption, there will be a surplus. That surplus will automatically get exports. First theorem, absolute advantage. The basis for that theorem is if there is a two nations, one nation obviously have an absolute advantage in the production of one commodity, and the other nation will have absolute advantage in other commodity. So then the first country should produce the only which it has a more absolute advantage. That type of good only it should produce and export. The remaining good it should stop. It should stop the production. So other country also did the same thing. Then they will get exchange their goods and services. That means there existed trade. So for each and every trade theory, there is a basis. So we have discussed we have discussed this in first unit. So in second unit, how once the trade happened, which country will get benefited? I mean, benefited means suppose we have given we have some exports like 100 crores per year, and at the same time we will have some imports also in a meanwhile. So suppose we will have some 2000 crores imports in the same year. So exports costs are 100 crores and imports costs are 200 crores. That means we will lag by 1,000 crores, lag by 1,000 crores rupees in terms of imports, because we had more imports than the exports. So this type of things will be discussed in second unit. The second unit first topic is terms of trade. So terms of trade is nothing but it is a price ratio of exports and imports. That means export prices by import prices into 100, which how what it measures. It measures how much of your exports will get imports. That means suppose if you have given 100 rupees of exports in a year, or 100 rupees worth of exports, for that how much of imports you will get. For example, for 100 rupees of exports, if you did, for example, if you get 90 rupees of imports for the same amount of goods, then you will be lagged by 10 rupees. And this thing will tell by terms of ratings. There are so many formulas available in terms of trade. Basically, the terms of trade definition is given by like this. The terms of trade is the price, as I said earlier, it is a price ratio of export prices and import prices. So it can be interpreted as the amount of import goods in an economy, an amount of import goods in an economy to get per unit of exports. As I said earlier, suppose you have did 100 rupees of exports. For that 100 rupees of amount, how many rupees of imports you will get? So the terms of trade will give an picture like the amount of exports. Suppose how many things will we get in terms of imports per 100 rupees worth of exports. Suppose India has did 100 rupees of exports in a year. So for that 100 rupees of exports, how many rupees of imports you will get? Or otherwise, suppose or otherwise you can tell the vice versa also. It can be interpreted as the amount of import goods in an economy to purchase per unit of export of one good. So this is basically the meaning of terms of trade. So terms of trade is nothing but the price ratio of exports and imports, that is px by pm into 100, where px means prices of exports, price index of exports, where PM means price imports of index of price imports, and into 100 rupees. It is a percentage. That's why we have add 100 here. Suppose there are different types of. I said earlier there are different types of terms of trade. Suppose the first terms of trade is earlier commodity or net barter terms of trade, the commodity terms of trade or net barter terms of trade. The different terms of trade had different formulas only. That the difference basically lies between the formulas only. So one type of formula has one name and another type of formula has another name. So based on their names only there exists a formula. So commodity terms of trade or net barter terms of trade is it is px by pm into 100, where PX is, as I said earlier, prices of exports or index of prices of exports, price index of exports by price index of imports into 100 rupees. Why? Because it is we will take it is in percentage. So where this is the formula like this. I am sharing here. I am sharing here the I am sharing here some of PPTs. Please see this. So, types of terms of trade. Commodity terms of trade or net barter terms of trade is nothing but TC is equal to PX by PM into 100. Here he didn't mention that 100. So, where TC refers to commodity terms of trade, PX refers to prices of exports, and PM refers to prices of imports. For example, so to measure the changes in commodity terms of trade over a period, suppose for example, for 10 years of period, how much of difference or changes happened in exports and imports in one country. Suppose we wanted to measure that. So then to measure the changes in commodity terms of trade or net barter terms of trade over a period of time is the ratio of changes in export prices also. Export prices to changes in import prices has to be taken. So then the formula will change as px1 by px naught by pm1 by pm naught, where x1 refers to current period of time prices and x naught refers to base period, where we have collected that. Suppose we have taken from 1981 to 1991, how much will be changed in terms of trade. So we have to take the prices of 1981 to 1991. 1981 some export prices are there that we call base year price. Suppose 1991 price we called it as current year price. So px naught is current year's export price, px naught means base year price by whole by pm1 by pm naught. This is the commodity terms of trade, where here the subscript 0 refers to base year and 1 refers to current year or end period. Next, suppose we have taken from 1971 to 1981, 10 years of period of time, how much the terms of trade changes was happened. So in 1971 as the base year and expressing the India's export prices and import prices as 100. Suppose if we find by 1981 its index of export prices had fallen 90 rupees. For example, 100 to 90 it has fallen, and the index of import prices has risen to 110. It has changed 10 rupees, 10 rupees. So then the terms of trade has changed as follows. We have simply we have substitute those values in that formula only. So px1 is current year price 90 and base year price 1971 is 100 by current year import price is 110 and base year is 100. Suppose we have calculated this, then we will get 81 rupees point 82 paise. It implies that the India's terms of trade declined by how much? The difference to 100 how much difference is there? 81.82 paise. 18%, nearly 18% difference is there. So this implies that the India's terms of trade is declined about 18 rupees or 18% in 1981 compared to 1971 as compared with 1971, thereby showing the terms of trade is worsening because the terms of trade has been declined by 18%. So this formula has given by commodity terms of trade or net barter terms of trade. So for each and every formula there are drawbacks. So based on that drawbacks, the new terms of trade formula has been formulated by different economists. So if the suppose in the earlier example, if the index of export prices had risen to 180, then the import prices had risen to 150. Then that if you calculate, then the terms of trade would be 120. Earlier it was 81.81 paise. So now it is 120. So this implies that there is an improvement in terms of rate by 20%. So how much difference is between 100 to 120? There is 20 increase. So this 20% has increased improvement in terms of rate over 1981 compared with 1971. So this concept of commodity terms of trade also has some drawbacks. Suppose what are they? For example, Marshall has find some drawbacks in this theorem. Suppose the problem of index numbers, index numbers, limitations. These are drawbacks or limitations we call them, and change in the quality of product. Suppose the quality of product has changes automatically. There is improvement in the prices that will not affect in terms of trade. The quality of product will not have it always measures the quantity thing only. It won't consider the quality thing. So changes in quality product. Suppose the index numbers also will be changed. Suppose for 20 years or 30 years there will be a change in index numbers. That also won't consider in terms of trade. These are the two problems, major problems. And so problem of selection of period also. Suppose there is a pandemic situation in an economy. Suppose 2020 we have a pandemic. There will be an increase in the prices. Suppose from 2020 to 2030 we have calculated the net barter terms of trade. Obviously the base year has the more prices than the current year. So it won't get this thing. The pandemic situation won't get considered by the commodity terms of trade. So there is a problem of selection of the base period or current period, whatever it may be, and causes of changes in prices also. So there are so many causes are there in changes in the commodity prices. So many things. Suppose that in one season the climatic conditions are not good, then obviously the commodity price may go up. They won't consider the climatic conditions. They always take into consider the quantitative thing.